Teachers. What's the weirdest thing you've had to take away from a student? A giant head of lettuce that just suddenly appeared on his desk. Where did he get it? Are you sure it wasn't a cabbage? Because I might know where he got it from. My cabbages. I have been on Reddit for many years and have never noticed people hollering my cabbages. Everywhere up until 8 months ago. When my friend made me watch Atla. Now I see it everywhere. And if I don't see it, I post it. Former teacher here. Wasn't part of the initial apprehension but was part of the follow-up investigation. Weirdest thing was a bag of turtles. Yep. Kid caught a bunch of the little salmonella-filled red-eared sliders at a local pond on his way to school one day. We had a turtle black market at the school by noon, and by the end of the day the principal had a dozen in a bowl in his office. Kid got caught because a terrible smell was reported from his locker. Janitor opened it up and there was a bag of turtles. The rest of the day was spent tracking down the ones that had already been sold. Undefined. Principal released turtles to pond that evening. Middle school, kid was 7th grader. The best business venture we had at the school was when a different kid who walked to school would stop and buy 10 to 15 Monster Energy drinks from a convenience store in the morning and sell them at school. Kid banked. The operation was eventually shut down. Wish I knew what Hat Kid was doing now. The way this is written definitely makes it sound like the principal had bought turtles from this black market. You're in big trouble, young man. Unless you cut me in. A can of deodorant. You're probably thinking, that's not that weird. Except that the two kids were using it by spraying it on the back of the other and then setting fire to the thing. In the middle of the class. They didn't see any problem with it because it only stays lit for a few seconds. Oh my god, the kids at my middle school did this too. We had an entire assembly where they yelled at us about it. Panties. They had fallen out of a girl's gym bag in the previous class. When I came in the room after standing duty in the hall, 3 boys were flinging them back and forth across the room. Never a dull moment. Am I the weird one for not changing underwear for gym class? I know my only pair of boxers at school were the ones I was wearing. In addition to the comments about sweaty underwear, there always is the chance that periods might start unexpectedly or just make a mess if your flow is heavier than expected. Extra underwear isn't super uncommon for a girl to have at school. I don't know why I never thought to do this. Apparently I like to gamble. Ziploc bags filled with water. That was a trend for a while at my school. Kids would claim they needed it in case they got thirsty, but usually would just try to pop them in each other's laps during class. That is a very schoolboy thing, actually holding the thing that can beep you up for the sake of the game. My best friend and I would sit in my tree fort and place Ziploc bags filled with water in the tree branches above us. Then, taking turns, we would each shoot the bags with a pellet gun, intending to place the shot just right, so the water would come pouring on the other. Mom put a stop to it after we demolished the first box and were starting on our second. Dad thought it was flippin' funny though. I'm not gonna lie, this sounds super fun. An uncooked chicken breast. Actually, 2 uncooked, boneless chicken breasts. The student had one in each pocket. That's so much weirder than a bunch of other things on this list. Did they say why? He liked how they felt. I'm glad I could use fear of salmonella as an excuse to use gloves to take them away. Not a teacher, but in 3rd grade the teacher had to confiscate all the origami cranes in the room because one kid decided to make and sell them at $0.25 apiece. He got caught when he started selling on the playground. I thought it was beeped up we had to give up all the paper cranes in our desks, but we didn't get our quarters back. I named mine Swan and was very sad to see her go. This seems pretty harmless. I don't understand why people bother. It's just kid stuff. Also, your crane's name made me chuckle. I've told this story before on Reddit, but it really fits here. One of our third grade teachers had a little boy come to her desk first thing in the morning with an object in his mouth that he was blowing on to make a noise. He said something like, "Look, Mrs. Smith, I found this nice whistle in the wastebasket at home. MRS. Smith recognized the object as an applicator for a product used for vaginal yeast infections. The children went to gym class soon after morning announcements, and Mrs. Smith noted that the object was left on his desk. She threw it away in the teacher's workroom, and called his mother to let her know for the future, so that she could take more care with her trash. Not a teacher, but my third grade teacher had to confiscate a dead rat from a kid in my class. I, to this day, have no idea where the kid got it from. Live rats are hard to catch. Dead rats not so much. It was December or January and we were having one of those lockdowns where the police come in with dogs to sniff for drugs. We were all locked in our classrooms and no students were allowed out, even to visit the restroom. One of my students was white as a ghost, very afraid. I asked him what's the matter, but it was obvious he was afraid he was about to get busted. He said, "Do you think the dogs will go to my locker?" I said, "I don't know. Do you have something to be worried about?" He said, "There's a ham and cheese sandwich in there." I scratched my head a bit. "I'm sure it's no problem to have a sandwich." He said, "Yeah, but it's been in there since September." Not a teacher, but was part of almost eliminating the prize box in my kid's class. Kid is in kindergarten. I'm friends with a few of the other fathers in her class. One of the things her class has is a prize box. If the kids are all on their game for the week, or a kid does something especially good, they get to choose something from the box. It's filled with the kind of stuff you would find in a blister pack in the dollar store. Stuff like a little plastic car, or a bouncy ball or whatever. Anyway, the kids love it. The parents supply stuff for it. So one day my kid comes home with a beeping kazoo from the thing. Nothing like a 6-year-old who just figured out how a kazoo works while you are trying to work from home. So immediately I fire off an email to the list of my fellow dads asking what wises put kazoos in the prize box. And then see that 2 other people had beat me to the question. One of the guys finally replies back, "Had." And it was on. I countered with whistles. Someone else had this annoying popping thing. Someone else got the world's worst balsa planes. So like, the second time it flew it was destined to snap in half and upset your went on for like a good 2 weeks before someone crossed the line and sent in glitter. By this point the teacher was onto us, and told our wives on us. This is officially my favorite story here. A can of Cheese Whiz. It was from a student visiting from another country, and she was enamored of the incredible canned cheese product she had discovered. So much so, she kept either opening her backpack to stare lovingly at it or taking it out during class to get some sweet cheesy goodness. It was pretty cute actually, and I made sure she got her cheese product returned to her at the end of class. Man, did she love Cheese Whiz. That's hilarious. I feel like a lot of people would remember her as Cheese Whiz Girl. I'm not a teacher, but I taught my friend in 8th grade how to make pipe cleaner caterpillars. Since our school was discarding hundreds of bags of pipe cleaners, she found them all, put them in her backpack, and made these caterpillars. The only thing is, she made around 1,000 of them until our teacher realized. The teacher tossed them in the garbage. But they just changed it? So while the teacher wasn't looking, she grabbed them all and put them back in her desk. Stealth 100. During my student teaching, I had to utter a sentence I never imagined. Which was, guys, what did I say about looking up satanic rituals during class? They were a great group, though. It was a group of 4 8th graders who said they had created an occult detective agency and were doing research just in case. My only complaint was that they were doing it in science class instead of actually doing their work.
Hey guys, if you like this video then smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more contents like this. And don't forget to press that bell icon to get notified for future videos. Thanks for watching. Click here to see more videos.